Hi, in this video I will be talking about how to check whether your Amazon KDP advertisements are profitable or not. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Ben. I like to bring out videos on my self-publishing journey and all the hints, tips and tricks I have to offer. So if you are interested, then hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I bring out a new video. But without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So how do we check if our KDP ads are profitable? Well, to do this, we need to first work out the profit margin of our books. So the calculation, very simply put, is the royalty per book divided by the list price of the book, and then we times that by 100. So I've filled out a table here of examples for you for a 50-page coloring book and a 120-page notebook, both black and white. As you can see, in the US marketplace, if you list it for $5.99 for that 50-page coloring book, you get a royalty of $1.44, and for the same 120-page notebook, you'll be getting $1.30. Now, these figures here are the profit margin percentages, and I've just calculated them before this video just to save you a little bit of time. But essentially the trend is, as the list price of your book goes up, you make a higher percentage profit margin. Now, two factors go into the royalty that you get. It's whether your book's black and white or color, or the number of pages. So bear this in mind when you do publish your book. But essentially, our profit margin increases as you increase the list price of your book. So why do we want to know the profit margin? Well, the very simple answer is we want our advertising cost of sales to be below the profit margin. Now, the advertising cost of sales here is the ACOS, and we want this ACOS here. So mine is at 19.76% average overall, to be below the average profit margin. So this figure here is literally just your advertising spend divided by your advertising sales. Now, your sales is the same as all the list price put together, not the royalty. So our ACOS wants to be below that, and I'll show you a quick example of one of my books. So if we go on letter tracing, for example, I've got 3 advertisements in letter tracing. Now we can see the ACOS to the very right of here. This is the one metric that we want to measure in order to know if we're profitable or not. So if we go back here, my letter tracing book is 120 pages of black and white. That's the only 2 things that are important, remember. So we've got a profit margin of 27% here. So we want our ACOS on average to be below 27% for letter tracing, and so it is. Look, 20.31%. So if we have a look at the first 2 advertisements here, I've got one ACOS of 7.15% and one ACOS of 10.59%. But if we look at the third ACOS, actually we've got one at 32.25%, which is actually unprofitable. That's giving me a net loss of 5%, because remember, I need my ACOS to below the 27% mark. So actually what I should do is axe this one, or tweak it a little bit so that we get this figure below 27%. So the first 2 ads are profitable, the last one is not. But that is essentially how you check whether your ads are profitable. Again, you want to make sure, I'll just write it down here for you, you want to make sure that your ACOS is less than your profit margin. And you can either calculate the profit margin yourself, or I have left a crib sheet of all the profit margins for very common books like diaries, notebooks and guest books. So inside my Facebook group, KDP Publishing Success with Ben Chinook. Here we're trying to foster a community of self-publishers, and we are offering help to each other. So do make sure you're inside this group if you're serious about publishing. But otherwise, that's pretty much it for me. I hope I've answered your question about how to check whether your ads are profitable or not. If you do have any questions or suggestions, then hit up the comment section below or message me on Facebook. And if you enjoyed this video, do give this video a like. But otherwise, guys, I will see you on the next. Thank you for watching, and ta-da.